Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content, NFL content, prize picks, sportsbooks, anything sports related. I post WNBA sportsbook plays, pretty much anything you can think of. As always, these videos do go on this subreddit right here. Why is there just a picture of my username Shook? I'll have this link down below. You can ask me questions leading up to lock about the slate. Pretty much anything you need, I will have that link down below. And if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on Twitter right here. As always, I will answer your questions leading up to lock, before lock, anything you need. If you need to message me, I will always reply to you. And then if you're looking for more in-depth content where I give you guys sportsbook plays, prize pick plays, cores for the main slates, showdown slates, player pools, cash plays, GPP cores, cash cores, private videos, anything you need, I will have that link down below as well. I do recaps every single day. Here's where I post sportsbook, prize picks, and then I have the Patreon stuff, the videos, private videos, all there. So that'll be linked down below as well. Alrighty guys, let's get into the breakdown of my lineups today. I had a really good day today. Once again, I cashed all my cash contests, GPPs. I didn't play much volume in GPPs this week, which I should have, because I kind of like the slate a lot for GPPs this week. We'll go over my lineups in a minute. Showdown wasn't too great, but we had some good days in Discord. My main takes for this showdown slate: I thought Travis Kelce was a really good play. I thought he was going to be under-owned. In my opinion, 40% owned is under-owned for that price point for Kelce. Good spot going up against Atlanta as well. Other than that, my takes for the slate, I really like the Atlanta wide receivers. Darnell Mooney being my favorite due to the ownership. Same with Kyle Pitts. Pitts put up a dud, that guy, man. But yeah, Ray played in both lineups. I didn't like Carson Steele. He ended up having a fine game. I thought Samaje Perine was also at their ownership. He ended up having a fine game. No real strong takes I had here. Just really like the Atlanta wide receivers, and I think two of them actually ended up being optimal. Juju Smith-Schuster apparently was optimal. But this was the lineup that had two of them in it. So yeah, showdown didn't go my way, but we'll take a look at GPPs. Ended up breaking even. I just did like a $10 3 max. I think this is, I'm not entirely sure. So ended up breaking even here. In the video, you guys knew I was extremely high on Dak Prescott. I was extremely high on Jared Goff. And as always, I play the plays that I like, that I tell you guys I like in GPPs. Played Jared Goff, played Dak Prescott, and then I made a Hurts lineup. So Dak was the highest scoring quarterback on the slate, so hopefully that won you guys some money. You guys know I was really high on Saquon Barkley in GPPs. Hopefully that won you some money. And then you guys know I was really high on Devontae Adams in GPPs. Hopefully you didn't lose money with Devontae Adams. Then round out this lineup: Tolbert, Bearsd, Foster Moreau, Juwan Jennings, Jordan Mason. And then the Hurts lineup, just a whole bunch of you guys knew I hated Cam Akers. The absolute fish that were overweight to him got lucky with the bailed out touchdown. Just absolutely just absurd. But yeah, he was gigafish in my opinion. And then the Jared Goff lineup, I played Tony Pollard. He came in way over projected ownership. I wouldn't have touched him if I knew he got that high. And then Deontay Johnson, another GPP play that I gave you guys that I really like. So you can see a pattern. I play the plays that I like in GPPs that I give you guys. So yeah, I cored Jared Goff and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott was core for my afternoon slate. And then, yeah, so it was a pretty good day. Cash games went great. This is my afternoon lineup that easily cashed. Juwan Jennings, man, just absurd game from him. DK Metcalf helped me get there. Same with Jake Ferguson. And my main slate lineup got there as well. It was funny because before lock, I was debating a 3v3, I believe it was. It was Charbonnet, Chris Olave, and I think that was it. Olave versus Akers and Devontae Smith. That was the 2v2 I was debating. And I had Devontae Smith in the Akers side like till 20 minutes before lock. Luckily, I made the swap. I do believe both lineups got into the cash. Oh, no, it had Juwan Jennings as well. So it was a 3v3. Akers, Olave, Tank Dell versus, Sharp, Olave, Dell versus Akers, Devontae Smith, Juwan Jennings was what I was deciding. Both got there. But yeah, feels good to lock in another easy winning day. And let's move into the 2-game slate breakdown. All right, guys, so we're going to go right through this. Going to get out of here 5-10 minutes here. Talk about cash a little bit. I'll just go team by team, player by player. I'll talk about cash and we're going player by player as well. Alrighty. I like the Jags tomorrow in GPPs, unfortunately. The fish, the sloppies, they're going to see all this red here, and they're not going to understand that it's actually a pretty decent spot for, guys like Strange, Christian Kirk, even Gabe Davis, I think is fine, right? So the ownership here, I think, is going to be a lot lower than it should be, especially on a guy like Trevor Lawrence. 5.7K, I know he's been god awful, but you can't have recency bias in DFS. It's just not going to win you money, right? It's all going to be about ownership, especially in football. It's all about ownership, right? And Trevor Lawrence is going to be by far, in my opinion, the lowest owned quarterback play on the slate tomorrow at 5.7K. So I'm willing to buy into Trevor Lawrence tomorrow in GPPs. More of a large field GPP play, but I still do like him in GPPs. Then we move on to ETN. Keep it out of the Bigsby news. Bigsby is in, slight downgrade to ETN. I still think he stands out as one of the better running back plays in the slate. And then if Bigsby's out, he would look really, really good. But might be a little bit over-owned if Bigsby plays, but assuming he is out, ETN does look really, really solid. If you're playing cash games, really good option in cash if you want to go there as well if you have the money. Looking at his box score, 13, 12, 4 targets last week. Good to see. 3 targets week 1 going up against Miami. So yeah, like ETN there. No real strong takes. Might be a little bit overowned, but I think he's good cash game play. Good play in GPPs as well. If you want to leverage chalk ETN, just play the passing game here with Trevor Lawrence. And then we get into the wide receivers. I like the wide receivers here quite a bit. Christian Kirk, Strange, Gabe Davis. I like all quite a bit in GPP. Strange probably going to be the most popular if I had to guess, him or Christian Kirk. But Buffalo plays a lot of cover 2. So what that's going to do, that's going to leave a lot of, they're vulnerable to the slot. So guys like Christian Kirk, Strange are going to benefit from that. I actually bet Strange receiving yards and I also bet Christian Kirk receptions. 5.2K. He's been really bad. I think there's going to be some positive regression coming. No one's going to play him, in my opinion. People will play him. It's 2-game slate, but I think he'll be under-owned than he should be. So I like Kirk quite a bit in GPPs. I think Thomas is good as well. And then Gabe Davis I like quite a bit as well. I think he's good value at 4.2K. Obviously, as a ceiling. 7 targets, definitely would like to see here. So do like all 3 of the wide receivers here for the Jaguars. If you're playing cash, I think you can definitely go to a guy like Christian Kirk in cash. And I also think you could go to a Gabe Davis in cash if you need salary relief. But Britton's Strange is going to be your tight end for cash, in my opinion. At this price point, I think he'll probably be the most popular as well. I think he's, for value, one of the better value plays on this slate. And I think if you're playing cash right now, I think, might be a good idea to play him for salary relief. And I think it looks good. So, like the Jags here in GPPs, definitely some cash plays on the Jags as well if you're going there. Move on to Buffalo. I think, Josh Allen, highest floor on the slate, high ceiling on the slate. If you want to pay 7.8K for him, I think that's a good thing to do. It's Josh Allen going up against the Jags. Now, I think Joe Burrow will probably be the most popular quarterback play on the slate, but I think Josh Allen is just, ceiling's unmatched. You have Joe Burrow in just a really good spot, though, but ceiling unmatched for Josh Allen here. I think, if you have the money for him, I would pay for it. I think, with Joe Burrow being a lot more popular, which it's hard to disagree with. I think Joe Burrow is a phenomenal play tomorrow, but love Josh Allen. I like all the quarterbacks quite a bit. I think Daniel's probably my least favorite, but let's talk about the wide receivers here. So Shakir playing on the slot. He probably is the highest floor of the wide receivers here. I don't know if he necessarily has the highest ceiling. at this price point in GPP. So if you're purely looking for a ceiling, I think Shakir is a guy that you could get away from if you want ceiling. I think the guys that you want to go for ceiling here are going to be guys like Coleman, Dalton Kincaid. So, so if you like floor, Shakir, I think it's good with Josh Allen. I think Coleman's in a nice spot for a bounce back. Curtis Samuel, Matt Collins, they're just more darts for me. And then I like Dalton Kincaid. I know I've said this every single time the Bills play, but I like him once again. Spending up to be contrarian at tight end on the slate is going to be good as well, with Strange picking up just a ton of ownership. So I think that could be intriguing as well in GPPs. And I think, at running back, there's just the clear best running back play on the slate is going to be James Cook. Did he get hurt last week? I don't know. Someone let me know. Did he get hurt last week? I'm not entirely sure. I know he absolutely cooked. I believe this is an island game. Not entirely sure. But yeah, James Cook overall probably the best running back play on the slate in my opinion. Don't care what his ownership is. I'll probably be playing him. They are 5.5 point home favorites. $5 running back, should play a ton of snaps. Get goal line carries as well. Just the ceiling is just absurd with James Cook. So really, really high on James Cook as well. So yeah, I don't really have any plays that I'm just like iffy about. Honestly, I think a lot of really good plays on the slate. So yeah, let's move on to Washington. Probably my least favorite team to target. I don't really think it's close. Daniels, most of his volume is going to be coming from the ground, so it's like hard to double sack a guy like Jaden Daniels. His long 34-yard long, 32-yard long. He's not going to throw deep, really deep passes. But the floor with his rushing upside, I think is good. 6K, I think is a reasonable price point, but probably my least favorite offense to target on the slate. But high floor, ceiling's there. If he gets in the end zone, I think it's fine. Now, let's take a look at the running back snaps here for the Commanders. Man, Austin Eckler, man, just B-Rob played about 65-ish% of the snaps. Austin Eckler played a bit under half, and that was it. So I think B-Rob at 5.9K is a good option. I would rank ETN and James Cook and Zach Moss ahead of B-Rob point per dollar. But I think B-Rob is fine. No real strong takes. I rank the other running backs ahead of him. Terry McLaurin's another guy that I like kind of as a bounce back kind of. It's just throw the ball downfield, man, please. But he is the alpha on this team. He's going to get targeted the most. And another guy kind of like in GPPs that I don't think any of the field is going to be on is going to be a guy like Noah Brown. I actually think he's very, very intriguing as a value play on the slate. Played 20 snaps last week. I think that's going to go up as the season goes on. So I do like Noah Brown as a contrarian play. McCaffrey, he's fine too. I don't mind that as a value. Might also prefer Noah Brown. And then for tight end, don't like much here, or it's playable. So yeah, definitely my least favorite team to target on the slate. As far as cash plays go on this team, I don't see much, to be honest. I really, really don't. Maybe like a McLaurin is okay, but then we get to the chalk. The Bengals are going to be chalk. I think it's deservedly so. I think you have some of the best plays on the slate on this team. Joe Burrow, point per dollar, one of the best quarterback plays on the slate. Zach Moss at 5.6K. He looks like a really good running back play this week. Jamar Chase, I absolutely love at 7.5K. T. Higgins coming back. He'll probably pick up a lot of ownership, so if you're worried about the hamstring, you could be a little bit underweight in GPPs. We'll monitor that a bit closer to lock, but 5.9K, he's too cheap. I don't like Yoshi at 4.3K with T. Higgins back, and I also really don't like Mike Gesicki with T. Higgins back. I think he's going to lose a bit of a target market share, and he's probably going to be a bit popular as well. So, yeah, this team looks great. I think if you want to take some underweighted stances like Gesicki, I think that's fine. Maybe like a full fade on Yoshi, depending on what his ownership is. I think Jamar Chase looks phenomenal. I think T. Higgins will monitor with the, I would assume he's full go. He's been a full participant in practice. He's too cheap. Joe Burrow looks phenomenal. Zach Moss looks like a really good running back play. There's just a whole lot to like here on the Bengals. So I think that's going to be it, guys. Let's go over cash real quick. I think in cash, I think you're probably playing like either Joe Burrow or Josh Allen, but you can play Daniels. Like the rushing upside, I think is good. I think you can make an argument to play any of these quarterbacks in cash this week, but I think the most popular is probably going to be Joe Burrow. And I think we're running back this week. I think you just want to jam James Cook. I think you want to jam Zach Moss. If you want to go 3 running backs, I think that's fine. And then you're going to want to load up on more Bengals, right? I think your tight end this week is going to be a guy like Strange. Then you're going to want to load it up. Like I think the chalk is just going to be just a whole bunch of Bengals, like quarterback, running back, Jamar Chase, even like T Higgins possibly. If you want to go to Jizeki, that's fine. I prefer Strange though. And then like guys like some Buffalo pieces. If you want to go to like a Christian Kirk, I think that's fine. Strange already talked about. So cash kind of straightforward to me. Load up on Cincinnati, get some pieces of Buffalo. If you want to play Josh Allen, that's okay. Tight end, straightforward. And if you want to play like a McLaurin, I think that's okay, but not ideal. I'd rather play probably Christian Kirk over Terry McLaurin. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for the slate, guys. Sorry I couldn't go a bit more in depth. It's super, super late. It's been a long day. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later.